In this video tutorial, I am going to cover some more on the Preferences panel. So we click the P, open our Preference panel, and let's look at the Score Preferences. There are a few things here, some of which you've seen in other demos, but let's just start at the top here. Administrative fee for lost music. This is the fee that we charge for the hassle of going through and finding and all the stuff we do when people lose music and we need to charge them a bill. That gets added to every piece of music that we have to do that to. Default copies created. Notice how currently it says 0. So if I go back to a score, let me just play with something that doesn't really matter. So I'm going to go into Find a Score, and I'm going to go to my Test Score area, Perform Find, and go to Copies. And now we'll go ahead and add some music to our this particular piece. Notice how number of copies comes up is 0. I can change that to 1, string base, create and continue, comes up 0. Let's go ahead and cancel out of there, go back to our preferences, scores. Let's change that to a 1. Okay, let's continue. Let's go create copies. Now, number of copies is 1. So this is a handy way, maybe a little known way, to save yourself some time. If you know you're going to have a lot of just individual pieces of music or some whatever defined number of pieces of music. Normally, I have left this at 0 simply because I don't want people to get careless and not enter a number and just assume that the number is correct. But if you know what you're doing and you know how to handle this, you can change that to an appropriate number. So what else is in our scores preferences? The Edit Master Instrumentation list. As you click that, we've covered this specifically in another video, so I won't go into it in detail, but this is the master list. The area instrumentation list is what particular pieces, or instruments I should say, show up for the various groups, bands, jazz, CWU, and this is specific to the scores. You'll note in other videos, other training, that the list you actually get in ensembles is different. But this is specific to the music. The Edit Area ID list is not something you're going to play with very much, but you can see these are the various instruments, or I should say areas, sections in our library: band, choir, jazz, men's choir, marching band. And this is where you can add new areas or, fix some spelling. Or, in fact, let's take care of this right now. Oh, I already have changed this. Looks like I did. I already changed the director to Norfleet Lane for bands. What about wind ensemble? Oh, bands use the same library music as wind ensemble, so it doesn't apply here. So anyway, it looks like we're all set on these. These are our current directors for these groups. So I'm going to click Continue off screen down at the bottom. And that's it for those 3 buttons. One other thing you have that's interesting is Hide Ensemble Elements 4. Now, this doesn't do a big deal. It's just more of a convenience thing. But you see that we're hiding ensemble elements for these few groups here. I happen to be on the testing area. Notice how it's not hid. Let me show you what I'm talking about. Ensemble size. Go over to details, and you'll see ensemble size. Some of those typically apply to the small ensembles where you're trying to find music for a trio or a quintet. Well, in band music, it doesn't really apply. Or orchestra, we don't need to know that our ensemble size is 55 or 56. Doesn't make a difference. So for those areas, we just go to scores and we just turn that checkbox on, click continue, and now you'll see that the ensemble size is no longer visible. It's just a way to keep our layouts a little cleaner and more specific to what we're looking at. So that is what we have in the Scores tab of the Preferences layout. Thank you for watching.